Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome, or hopefully it's welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network. I'm also an expert presenter here on Talking Heads. If you're joining us for the first time, Talking Heads is a platform where experts come from around the world to share their knowledge, their experience, and their wins and their key learning opportunities with you, our loyal audience. Today, I'm going to be discussing how to create a business plan outline. In addition, I'm also going to be giving you the information about how you can get my free download for your copy of the business plan outline. What is a business plan and why is it important? That's what we're going to be looking at today. So I am a business owner. I have two active businesses at the moment, USA Global TV.com, LLC, and Dr. Jacalyn LLC. I'm so used to saying my websites. So I have two active businesses that I am involved with every day. And these businesses are really key factors in my life that motivate me. I love what I do. I can't wait to get up here to this desk, to this studio behind this green screen, and I'm always come up with new ideas. But I have to rein myself back at times and ask myself, am I following my business plan or am I getting distracted? So the business plan outline helps keep us on point. It's an actual document. It's a document that obviously will grow and change as your business grows and changes. And it's important for many reasons. Not only is it important for you to keep you on point and for you to have an understanding of what it is you're actually accomplishing. In our previous episodes, we talked a lot about starting your own business, what's involved, decisions you have to make, commitments you have to make, who you need to get involved to have on your team. We went through all of those things. So now we're working on that business plan. Who might want to see your business plan? Well, are you going to take on any partners? They would probably be interested in seeing it. Are you looking for financing or to go to a bank? They're going to want to see it. Possibly suppliers or other people you're going to be partnering with on a day-to-day basis, they may want to see it. And investors will definitely want to see it if you're looking at raising any capital in that regard. So what's included in the business plan? The outline that I'm going to share with you today is available on my website. I'll actually walk us through how you can download that and get that downloadable copy for yourself so you can start working on it. And I'd love to give the disclaimer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. I am someone who owns businesses and I'm very hands-on in my businesses. So the knowledge I share with you here is based on my key learnings and my experiences. And I just want to share that with you. And I hope that it helps at least one person. First of all, we talked about this before. We need a business name. We're going to include that on the business plan. What is the business name? What is the business address? We talked about this before. Are you going to be in a brick and mortar? Are you going to be online? Are you some combination of those? You will need a physical address, and that's for many different reasons. Even for a website, you have to have a physical address. I think in some cases you can actually use a PO box, but you definitely will need an address. Now we need to know, what is it that we're doing? We need a description of our business. So how can you describe your business in a short and concise way that will be understandable to anyone reading this document, whether it's your attorney who's reading it, or if it's a business partner, it's an investor, it's a banker, whomever. You may want to include, and I suggest that you do, a business logo. There are many ways to create a logo. We didn't speak about this specifically about the creation of a logo, but of course, there's online organizations who offer very inexpensive business logos. You can go over to some of these other platforms and you can pay a subscription fee and you can also create a logo, or you could hire a graphic designer or someone who specializes in branding and in logos. And although this is not part of the business plan outline, I do want to mention this. Your branding is really key. And I learned through experience and through hiring experts that my branding was all over the place. And when someone would think about drjacalyn.com, for example, what would that inspire? What would that mean to them? Why do they care? Why should they come back? And I really think that just putting together any logo, just going with any branding isn't going to serve you very well in the future. So just keep that in mind and possibly put aside some funding for the logo and the branding. Okay, the next is the business opportunity. What is the business opportunity you are now addressing and bringing value to? That has to be really spot on. This is where business owners get tripped up. And in fact, somebody just told me this the other day, that they feel like their offering is for everyone. No, it's not for everyone. You're not going to get everyone interested in your opportunity, in your offering. Does that mean that if you have a big funnel, you should streamline it all the way down so that it's a small niche? I don't know. It depends on what it is you're doing. If you remember in one of the first or second episodes of this series, we talked about the fact that you have to address all of these questions spot on. So by the time you're doing the business plan outline, you already know this information. If any of these things I'm talking to you about that are included on the outline trigger some additional thoughts, maybe you have some more work to do, and that's good. The outline is bringing up thoughts for you. The next is the business solution. We talked about the opportunity. You're thinking about what is it that you're bringing to the market? What issues are you going to solve? What new ideas are you going to bring? Think about that as well. And again, streamline it. You want it to be concise. Nobody wants to be looking at a business plan and have pages of information when they could just easily go through it and say, okay, basically you're selling widgets and your widgets do this, and the people who are your target audience are these people. All right, so we've gotten through the opportunity, the solution. What about your competitors? Are you the first person doing this? I don't know. Maybe you are. What is your competitive advantage? What is it you're bringing to the marketplace that somebody else isn't? Or a reason for somebody to see the value of what you're offering over what somebody else is offering. This, of course, what came to light when we talked about doing your research, market research, whether you're doing it yourself on Dr. Google or any of the other free websites, or if you're going to a library, you're doing some research there. If you're paying someone for competitive knowledge, any of these scenarios, be able to take that and streamline it into a succinct statement or two. What is your competitive advantage? The next thing, and I just mentioned this, is your target market. Who is your target client and why? And the reason why this is so important is because you're going to be reaching out to these people, whether it's you personally or you through social media or you through people whom you've hired. You're going to have to be able to say, oh, Mrs. Jones, the reason I'm here today is I understand you have a need for this and we can help you solve this. Too many times, and I see this in email all the time, people are outreaching via email, even text messages now, all about themselves. Hi, I'm Susan Jones. It looks like you need a call center agent. No, actually, I don't. You see on LinkedIn, somehow you got the idea that I need a phone system for 1,000 people. No, I don't. I immediately look at those emails and go, did not do your research, did not do your homework. You don't want to have that happen to you, because immediately it turns somebody off. It's like, oh, you're reaching out to me because you have something for me, but it's really all about you. That's a great way to get somebody turned off and lose a business opportunity right there. Okay, now you know what your target market is, who's in your target market. How will you promote your business? This is another area that people have said to me, well, word of mouth. Okay, word of mouth. What do you want to do in revenue? How many words of mouth are you going to get out? How many mouths are going to be mentioning what it is you do? Referrals are a great way to get new business. Don't misunderstand that. They're a great way to get repeat business. However, you want to be able to promote your business to as many people in your target market as you can. So you have to evaluate that. Maybe what you're selling is an extremely high-end service or extremely high-end product, and you're going to advertise in a very expensive high-end magazine, or maybe you're going to have a showroom. I don't know what your situation is, but consider who the audience is, who the market is, how they buy, and then align yourselves with that. Doesn't work in all cases, but in many cases it does. So now that you've looked at promotion, including social media, many people are still, business owners are still reluctant to use social media. And I have found it's because they don't understand it. With the clients I've coached, people are intimidated by social media, number one, or number two, they just feel that it's all about people bragging about themselves or people showcasing the best versions of themselves. And yes, some people are doing that, but there's also a great opportunity for the value that you bring. Focus on yourself. What is the value you're bringing? And then let your audience know about it. You will be able to reach people around the world you never could have connected with. As an example, since I started doing this platform here, we started out was a radio show, and then we went to Zoom, and then we were rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. Now we're USA Global TV and radio, and it's all because we've continued to grow. And of course, as you continue to grow, you have to look at what is it that you're offering, and again, for whom. And we have a global audience on television, on radio, and on podcasts. So therefore, when I'm looking at next year and the programming that we're offering, I have to look at the fact that our audience has changed. It's grown considerably, and we have new markets. So I have to put together programming that is going to be of interest to the majority of the people who are going to be watching. Now, I could say that I'm not going to promote on social media at all. But wouldn't that be foolish? Because I am streaming on social media and our audience is there, out there watching right now, or on the replay, or they're listening. So therefore, to me, it makes perfect sense to use social media. Now, this means I had to do a lot of training myself. I hired several people to do social media marketing for me, and it didn't work out. They didn't deliver what they said. No offense to any of them. But so I do all the research myself. And of course, I don't have all the answers. But as we continue to grow, I will, of course, trust someone else and hire them, because for me, it makes sense to be on social media without any doubt. Next, this is so important, business funding. Where is the money coming from? How will you fund your growth? Are you going to use that nest egg that you have set aside? Are you going to get a line of credit? Are you going to be asking friends and family? Are you going to be getting investors? These are all key questions. And of course, depending on which path you decide to take, there may be different steps that are involved for each of these opportunities for business funding. Also, what I have found is there are always opportunities to spend money. People are contacting me literally on a regular basis, asking me to put money here, there, everywhere. And a lot of the things for the growth of the platform make a lot of sense. But I don't have money to just be giving it to everyone and anyone because something sounds like a really great idea. So that means I have to continue to do my research as I grow this platform. And you, as a business owner, will have to continue to do your research, because in order to grow, typically you have to spend. You have to spend money on various things, whether it's inventory, equipment, on capital goods, on your real estate, expanding to another location, on your advertising. Maybe you need to bring in a whole team of legal people just to keep you safe, whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you need a team of accountants, bookkeepers. It can go on and on and on. Maybe you want to revamp all of your branding. So these are things to think about as you grow. Where will you get the money? And as you continue to grow, there might be opportunities that are different at each stage of that growth. The next thing I want to talk about is your financial status. Are you going to be operating this business from a position of strength or a position of fear? Meaning, are you every day, every other day, quite frequently saying to yourself, I don't know where the money's coming from. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't do this anymore. This is going to fail. It probably will fail because of your mindset. And I will just be honest with you, at the middle of the middle of 2020, after I retired from my corporate career, I had the radio show, and I think we might have been on Zoom, but we weren't USA Global TV and Radio. I hadn't started that business yet. And I actually called my former employer to ask for my job back because I had retired and I was afraid. I was very much afraid. I'm a certified coach and a certified fitness instructor. And basically, I was spending my time doing that. And all of a sudden, people couldn't pay me anymore under my Dr. Jacalyn LLC company. And I was doing everything for free. And I was afraid. So I thought, okay, I'll just run back to where I came from and do the same thing I was doing before, and I was so unhappy, not because it wasn't a great job. It was fabulous. It was a great career, but it had run its course. And fortunately, they told me they weren't hiring. And I had a long conversation with my former boss, and it was actually a blessing. So you may feel that way too. You may want to go and run and get the first job you can find. Maybe you want to pick up 2 or 3 part-time jobs just because you're afraid you can't make it. So you need to look at, how are you going to be operating your business from a financial status viewpoint? Are you mentally rich, or are you constantly depleting your mental energy because you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in what you're doing? Have you done the research? Do you feel confident in it? We can't know everything, and market conditions change all the time. But do you believe that what you have is really of value? And if you do, when those questions come up, acknowledge them and then push them away, because you know what you're doing. You're doing the work. When you need a coach, someone like me, there's plenty of coaches out there, plenty of mentors out there. Just reach out and hire someone. I've worked with over 8 coaches and mentors since I started doing this platform, because I don't have all the answers, and people are where I want to go. So why wouldn't I reach out and ask someone, hey, how did you get to where you are? What did you do? What does your business plan look like? People will help you, believe me. Okay, moving on. As we move on to our next topic, I want to talk about your goals. Okay, these are important, and this is definitely to be included in the business plan outline, because from the outline, you will develop the actual plan. So we've talked about a lot of very generic topics that go onto a business plan. As we continue our discussion about the outline, I want to talk about the goals. What is your elevator pitch? Now, for those of you who are not sure what an elevator pitch is, this is if you ended up in an elevator with someone and they said, hey, Dr. Jacalyn, what is it you do at USA Global TV and Radio? Well, let me see. I started after I retired from. No. Give them the information. We are a live broadcast platform that provides education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration to people across the world. Boom, done. That's it. Now, if the elevator pitch is spot on, you're going to gauge someone's interest And if you pique their interest, you can actually set up time to have a conversation because now they're interested. When you give the elevator pitch, also, you want to add something that will draw them in, a hook that will get them interested and think, oh, I'd like to learn more about this, or I think I want to know how I could be involved in this. So think about what are those 2, 3, 4 sentences that you can use to hook someone in so that they're interested in what you have to say. You want to include that in the business plan. The next important thing is, what is your end goal? Under this category, cash flow, are you selling, buying, looking to merge? You need to discuss those things with other people involved in your business, or maybe with your family members, your accountants, your attorney, your professional people, to learn what is it you're looking to accomplish. What do you need to fulfill your vision? What is it going to take? Who is going to be involved in this process? Put down all of those things that you can think of, the people you can think of, the scenarios you can think of. And again, remember, you can go back and make changes to this, but get it from here and put it onto paper. Now we're going to look at the company overview. We talked about this before in the description. What do you do? What is your differentiator? Where will your business be located? What will you focus on? And at the same point, when we're talking about company overview and goals, we have to have a strategy. And from the very beginning, believe it or not, we need an exit strategy. We talked about this in one of the previous lessons. What is your plan when you decide you don't want to do this anymore? Or God forbid, when something happens and you can't do it anymore? Are you creating a legacy for a family member? Are you looking to sell straight out? Are you looking to be bought out, to be merged? What is it that you're looking to do? And once you plan the exit strategy, a friend said to me at one point, it's like you're the eagle flying over your business as opposed to being the ostrich with your head in the sand. Come up with that exit strategy as part of this business plan outline. So your strategy for differentiating yourself and your business fundamentals has to be able to be included as well. What is it that differentiates the way that your business operates? The fundamentals of your business, what are they? And I'll give an example. So for me here on USA Global TV and Radio, I have many hats. I'm the founder, the president, the chief listening officer. I'm a show host, and I'm also director and producer. So as the producer, I feel that one of the things that really differentiates this network from others is there's no script. There's no preparing in advance with the guest. I'm not calling the guest on the phone or meeting the guest on Zoom and saying, hey, tomorrow we're going to do XYZ. I'm going to ask you this, and you're going to say that. I've trained my team to do the same thing. There's no preparing in advance. We want authentic conversations. And the other differentiator in the way of we do business is we want to provide a safe space for other people. How do we do that? By listening at the highest level. Most of my team has been certified in the power of listening so that they are aware of what you need to do to be listening at the highest level. Why? Because we want our guests to feel heard. We want them to feel safe when they're sharing their story. We want them to come back again and again and refer other people to come to our platform because they had a great experience. So there are some of the key fundamental differentiators that I have implemented here at this network and ask my team members to commit to them as well. So after we go through the strategy, then we're going to go back to the competitive analysis. And I want to break this down a little bit more. You can hire someone to do a market study like we talked about, or you can do it yourself. Maybe you can get a college intern to do it for you. And you want to look at certain things. What are the market trends? What is the current landscape of the marketplace today? What is the market size? What is the rough size of the overall market and the opportunity where you're going to bring value? What does this mean? Many times, as I mentioned before, we stick our head in the ground and we just are focused on us, on us, on us. Maybe this opportunity that you've created, this offering that you have in the marketplace where you are, let's say you're in New York City, maybe the market is saturated already with bakeries, as an example, or hair salons, but you still want to go and start this business. Well, what is it that's going to differentiate you from all the other bakeries or all the other restaurants or all the other hair salons that are already out there? Maybe you'll do your research and you'll say, you know what, I still believe that I have something of value to offer and I want to open up this hair salon. But instead of opening it in Manhattan, I'm going to open it in a suburban area somewhere else. And I've done my research. There's X population there, Y population gets their hair done professionally, and there are so many salons there already. I feel like my salon has a great opportunity to bring value to the community. So, just doing that research in and of itself, you will get information you didn't have before that's going to be really valuable for the success of your business. Now, within the market, there are going to be some opportunities to partner and develop relationships with top clients. Who are your top clients? You might say to yourself, well, how am I supposed to know this? Do your research. Go on LinkedIn, for example. Again, depending on what it is, service, product, business that you're creating, you can find out information about, in a perfect world, if you do all the right things, who would you like to be your clients? And I'll give you an example. I love giving examples here. I would love to have Oprah Winfrey be part of our platform. Now, I'm even laughing as I'm saying it because why would Oprah Winfrey need USA Global TV and radio? Well, who knows? I don't know. Oprah's a person who gives back and supports people all the time. And who knows if that would ever come to fruition. But that's my top client. Now, are there other people I'd like to have as partners on this platform? Absolutely. And as we continue to grow, that changes as well. So put together your list of top clients. You can call it your wish list, and then you can actually break it down to who do you think you have the most ability to influence or even contact? Who do you know has existing inroads with those people? With the creation of social media and all these platforms, even a platform that is Clubhouse, which I'm not a paid spokesperson, you could be on Clubhouse, and who knows, Oprah could be in the same room with you. You don't know who's going to be where. And let's say you are on Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse and Oprah is there. I better have a very short and succinct message to hook her in to even listen to me for 30 seconds, because people like her are always getting deluged with requests. So that's where your elevator pitch really comes in handy. It's not just for that business meeting that you've set up with Mr. President of XYZ company. You never know who you're going to meet and when opportunity presents itself. So you want to be ready and on at all times for that possible connection and collaboration. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is your forecast. And this is a tough one. This is a tough one because when you first start out in business, how can you forecast what you don't know? We interviewed someone recently, and he shared, as a business owner, that your first sale in your business is usually within 3 months. And it's usually 3 years before you make it, where you say to yourself, okay, this is a successful business. This is worth continuing on. So, what you can do is you can talk to other business owners in similar industry or the same industry. If they're publicly traded, you can get their annual report. You can contact their PR department. If it's a small business that you're looking to compete against, maybe you go and knock on a few doors and say, hey, Mr. Baker, I am thinking of opening a bakery too. It's in another location, but I just wondered if you could give me some of your knowledge and expertise when you created your forecast. No specific numbers, but what are some things that you need to consider? Or maybe it's your local chamber of commerce. Maybe it's a networking event or somewhere where there are other business owners who are there to network and share. So you want to look at your short and midterm goals, which should be 1 to 2 years and 3 to 5 years. And then you want to put together your financial forecast for the next 3 to 5 years. What are the low and high revenue targets? And what are the low and high profit targets? So I know I've covered a lot of information today, and we're just about out of time. Before I go, I want to share my screen with you, and I want to show you how you can get your free download of the business plan outline. Okay. Let me find what I'm looking for here. Here we go. Okay, so right now I'm going to take you over to drjacalyn.com. This is my website, one of my 3 websites, and I'm going to show you how you can actually find the information you need to get the download. So we can go over here to shop, and then we'll just scroll down. And you see here, business plan outline. So you click on here, you add it to the cart, and then you check out, and you add your information, and it's free, obviously, and then you're good to go. You've got your business plan outline as a free download. So while I have you over here, I will just share something else with you. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing because this is going to, StreamYard's going to ask me to go redo the whole thing. What I'd like to share with you is that if you feel at any point you would like additional information, you can schedule a free consultation with me for 15 minutes by going to my website, also drjacalyn.com, and you'll see there under, it's under bookings or something, you can actually go ahead and schedule that time with me, and I'm happy to help you. So that is our show for today, business plan outline. I'll be back next week with another topic related to starting your business. I would love to hear from you. So if you would like to reach out to me, please do email me. My email is drjacalyn, drjacalyn at usaglobaltv.com. Or you can contact me at Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. If you'd like to be a talking head, if you are an expert in your field and have at least 5 years of experience, we're getting ready to start putting together our 2023 programming, as I mentioned before. We'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to me, and you can apply to be a talking head, and we will discuss your business goals and objectives and how being a talking head can help you bring value not only to yourself with the personal and professional growth, but to your clients, to your community, and to the growth and future success of your business. Thank you again. We'll be coming right back with Pet Psychic Amina, and I look forward to seeing you next week here on Talking Heads.